As many of you may know, the federal government has passed a $2 trillion economic rescue package to help with the economic devastation caused by COVID-19. My team and I wanted to share some information with you because this stuff can get really complicated and it can be a little bit confusing, and we wanted to make sure you had the information you needed as individuals and as business owners to take advantage of this package and to survive. The resources that these packages provide can accelerate economic growth to the city of New Orleans, and I just want to help you understand how to access these resources. This is the largest relief package in U.S. history, and it is designed to get as much help to struggling Americans through certain direct payments and expanding unemployment insurance. So let's get into it. $2 trillion is a huge number. But the question I keep getting asked whenever I talk to anyone is, what does it mean for New Orleans? What does it mean for me? What does it mean for my family? What does it mean for my small business? And guys, I can tell you, other than being a council member, I own a small business myself. I have a law firm and I'm a practicing lawyer, and I have not fired a single employee, but I still have rent to pay. I still have an internet bill. I still have a water bill and an electricity bill. So I know what you're going through. So let me see what information or what light I can shed on this sort of complicated package of things to get you the information you need. Number one, these are questions that you may want to pose to your local CPA or your bank, but these things can help guide you through that process to get you started as fast as possible. Number one, there's a stipend for individuals and for families. If you're an individual, based upon your 2018 or 2019 taxes, if you made less than $75,000 a year, or less than $150,000 a year as a couple filing jointly, then you can get $1,200 per person or $500 per child in the next few weeks. Now, if you made between $75,000 and $99,000, based on your last tax filings, or $198,000 as a couple filing jointly, then you are also eligible for a stipend, but not as much as that first category. Now, if you made $100,000 as an individual or more than $200,000 as a couple, then you're not eligible for that stipend. But there's another category. The next category is the SBA loan. Program that comes through the Small Business Administration. The specific program that I want to talk to you about today that is part of the stimulus package is SBA 7A. Now, this program is for nonprofits and for-profit companies. And all you have to do is go to your local bank, the one you already use, or your local credit union. These loans are 100% federally backed and federally secured, which means that all banks are incentivized and they want to get these things out, so there is very little red tape involved in getting these loans. Typically, in the past, you'd have to prove that you couldn't get credit from anywhere else. That's not the case in this situation. Here's the eligibility requirements. Number one, if you have less than 500 employees or less than 500 employees at any one site, then you're eligible for this SBA 7A loan. There are certain businesses that are excluded, but that list is very, very short. The interest rate is 4% for 10 years. The maximum amount you can get is 2.5 times your last year's payroll, or $10 million, whichever is less. It's a loan, but part of the loan can be forgiven. It can be forgiven, meaning you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay back the portion of that loan that you spend on payroll, on insurance, on utilities, on rent, on mortgage, or employee benefits. So that's more or less a grant if you're spending it on those things. Now, there's another type of loan. It's called the Economic Disaster Loan. Now, there's a maximum you can get a maximum of $2 million. It's a 30-year loan. There's an interest rate of 2.75 for nonprofits and 3.75 for for-profit companies. And then there's another category that's called an express loan. Now, this express loan provision can get you $500,000. It's a one-page application. There's basically no red tape. which can be really helpful for a small business that is really teetering on the brink and really need to cash infusion quickly. And the goal of all of this is to keep our businesses going so that we don't have to lay people off. And I want to say to you, if you let employees go between February and between now, if you hire them back now, you're not penalized, and you can still avail yourself of all of these programs that I've talked to you about. And there's one other option. If you don't like any of these options, there's a payroll tax credit. If you don't want the SBA loan, you can take 50% of your payroll and claim that as a tax deduction. And I just want to give you all sort of a roadmap for this very complicated package so that you all can understand this information as quickly as possible, so that we all can do everything that we can do to save our New Orleans economy. The state has also increased unemployment benefits. There's no need to go through all the hoops and steps you normally would have to go through to get unemployment. You don't have to prove that you're looking for employment, and you can get $600 for the next 4 weeks. So that's on the state level, but just know that there's help coming from all fronts. I just really wanted to break some of this stuff down for you so you can figure out which of these options was best for you to help you get through this very difficult time. I hope that this is helpful. Please know that I'm here. My whole team is still working at the City Council. Keith, Micah, Hashim, Mrs. Lena, Awash, everybody's still working. We're still answering the council phone, and we're still trying to do everything we can to help us get out of this crisis whole. So call us if you need us. And let me say this, please, there's still some small businesses that are open. Support them. I know Dan Stein has got bacon frying right now. He'll put together a package for you. He'll hand it to you on the sidewalk and get you on your way. So that's another way that we can make sure that our New Orleans economy stays alive. So please support small businesses. Go see Dan. Go any place that you normally would go. If you don't want to get takeout, buy a gift certificate and save it for when we get through this thing. Let's do everything we can to help every New Orleans we can to get out of this mess.